Hello. Get over being nice to people. I thought being nice to people was a great way of behaving and relating. I grew up doing it, especially to my mother, to my father, to people in my first job, in my relationships. And what I realized is I thought that being nice was a better alternative to being nasty, a better alternative to being angry, being overtly manipulative to try and get people to change because I was upset. So I was nice and kind, but then I realized that it was really just the same thing as being upset and angry person, because I was still trying to change people by my behavior to be nice to me back. It was like a way of surviving in the world, a way of relating, where I tried to control the situation and the relationship so that I had a good experience. And of course, that's very limiting, because in some situations, no matter how nice you are, the situation doesn't work out that well. The other person is determined to be upset, and what do if your only tool is just to be nice? And in other situations, of course, you get used as a doormat. People walk all over the top of you. People take advantage of you because you're just this nice person. So we need to learn, if that is one of the ways that you behave, is getting over being nice. But what we really need to get over is trying to change the situation and other people and the circumstances so that you feel better. Because that's what you're trying to do when you're being nice. That's what you're trying to do when you're being nasty and horrible and manipulative. And you're totally disconnected to your true self. And the only true pleasure you're really going to get in life is to be connected to your true self and relate to people from that inner connection. And so that's be one of the reasons why people are attracted to playing the Miracle Choice game, because they want to go deeper. They realize that life without an inner connection to their true being isn't really worth living. They're tired of relating in any other way. And so I'd just like to read one of the cards from the Miracle Choice game that explores this idea. I'm concerned, it's a needs card, it's one of them 7 packs in the game, and as shown here, you arrange the 6 packs in order and keep the 7th pack, which is a choice pack, separate from the other ones, because what you're going to do once you've chosen the reason why you're playing the game, you're going to throw the dice, and the number in the dice will indicate which pack you're going to choose from. Pack number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. And you can choose randomly or seemingly randomly from any pack. And let's imagine that we've thrown the number 1 and we've got a needs card. And this need card is saying, I'm concerned what other people think of me because I need their approval. So that sums up kind of a situation in my life which was very common at one stage. I was wanting the approval of other people. That's why I was being nice to them. I wanted their approval. I wanted something from them. It's not like I'm really seeing them for who they are. I'm seeing them in terms of what they can do for me. So the Miracle Choice section of the card turns us around and shows us another way. I cannot control what others think of me, but I can control what I think about them. I choose to think loving thoughts. So it helps you realize in the Miracle Choice bit that all these efforts to try and control other people being nice to you in return, you can't control that. You can't ever control what anyone thinks of you. You might think you can, but really you can't. Someone's going to be determined to have their own point of view and never change, no matter how nice and how persuasive we are. All we have control over is what we think about them, and we want to think loving thoughts. And are we actually thinking loving thoughts when we're needing approval from someone else? I don't think we are. We're not really seeing them for who they truly are. We're seeing them in terms of what they can do for us. We're wanting them to give us something that we're lacking, and we're looking at them from a perspective of lack, a perspective of need. That's why it's called the need card. And so the Miracle Choice game helps us realize that we want to be authentic. We want at any moment to be connected to what choice we're making of how we see and think about other people. And we want to be authentic because we want to see other people for who they truly are, because that's the way we see ourselves. So we cannot separate seeing others and seeing ourselves. And there's another card I'd like to read out, and it's from the relationship pack, and it is: when someone does or says something that upsets me, I feel better if they apologize or change their behavior. And that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? We want people to behave in respectful ways. So if they say something and we're upset, we want them to apologize to us. The Miracle Choice bit is radical, though. It says, when I choose inner happiness, no one upsets me, and I do not need an apology. So playing the Miracle Choice game will give you a gift. It will give you the gift of realizing that whenever you're seeing other people in terms of what you need from them, of how you want them to behave towards you, then you're not really seeing them in a loving way. And you're not seeing yourself in a loving way. You're seeing yourself as vulnerable to what other people can do for you. You're seeing yourself as lacking and empty and not self-fulfilled. And therefore you're reinforcing that anytime you want something from anyone. I remember realizing once, just before my father passed away, that I often saw him as a person who would provide for me financially if I had a transition period in my life and I was lacking some money, or wanted to do a project and didn't quite have enough. He would always give me the money I needed. And somehow I got into the habit of seeing him in that way, of providing for me. And I realized I cannot really love someone that I need something from. And so I had a beautiful experience just before, in the weeks before he died, where I was able to really see him without having any needs, because the needs and the perceptions I had were getting in the way of a true connection. And so I was able to relate to him in a loving way, seeing him really as my friend and not anybody I needed anything from. And that connection was a beautiful experience. And that's the type of beautiful experience you want to have in any relationship, where you're not needing anything from them. So the Miracle Choice game helps you realize what's going on underneath the surface, what you think and feel inside yourself that you're maybe not aware of, and how your behavior and what you're doing is based on a fear choice and on a loving choice. And basically when you come to the game, you're saying to yourself, I no longer want to do that. I no longer want to survive or have my relationships built on fear and lack and need. I want to change, and I want to get in connection to who I truly am inside. And that's really the topic of our third or our last video in the series, that is choose to really live, because that's what's really going to give us the pleasure that we want. So join me for that video, and in the meantime you can go along to the Miracle Choice website, www.miraclechoicegame.com, and you can buy the game there, and you can find out more about the game and what it will really do for you. Thank you.